Hey, what's up? It's your boy Gio from Hip Hop Weekly, and we got something special for y'all. We got the big homie T Money straight from LA. We about to get into a little bit of his life, his music, and what's going on with him. T, say what's up to the people, man.
What's up, man? West, you know what it is.
As y'all can see, he real LA right now. Man, tell everybody what you've been up to lately, man.
Well, I've just been working on a little bit of music, working on TV stuff. I got a TV show that I'm kind of structuring, trying to structure. It's called Politics. Just showing politics from the smallest street corner to the White House. You know, anything that you do, it got to do with politics.
Okay, so you about to be the West Coast 50 with that.
Man, hey, listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm trying to be Ghost.
Ah,
Ghost involved in everything.
Everything.
Ghost got clubs, he's selling drugs, he killing niggas, he doing all kind of shit. I'm Ghost.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So it's a lot of people out there who not, you know what I'm saying, necessarily gonna be familiar with you and your brand. So tell them, you know what I'm saying, why they should know you. Like what have you done that everybody should know T Money?
Well, honestly, everybody really kind of know me from Dollar, the kid that got killed at the Beverly Center. He had the song "Who the Fuck Is That" with T-Pain, the Make a Toast with Lil Wayne. I actually was behind that whole project. He was signed to my label, and he was also my business partner. We had a distribution deal with Jive. I had a joint venture with Convict. So a lot of people know me from the business side. They really don't know me from the artist side.
Right. Yeah. That's a trip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rest in peace to Dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know, that's crazy that you touched on that. You know, we over here in LA on the West Coast, and you know, people got a perception of LA.
Yeah.
You know, they either think it's fun, sun, palm trees, and beaches, or they think it's like hood, gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? All that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's both. You know, you can get both sides. You get the pretty women, the palm trees, the good weather. You can get your ass killed out here. It's both.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
how you tread though, like for the people, you know what I mean? I'm from Oakland, so we good and they're good.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
when you're not, when you come and you know what I'm saying, you in LA and you think you're having fun, how do you navigate that?
Good. To go back to the politics, it goes back to who you deal with out here. Like, you know, LA is separated by gangs, so it's not one person that just run LA, but a lot of us that do have a little bit of say so, or a lot of say so in our neighborhoods, in different neighborhoods. We all communicate with each other. And again, a lot of us was locked up together from juvenile hall, or if we did time in the penitentiary at LA County. And you know, when you get there, it's a race thing. So you know, we end up building relationships with people that we normally wouldn't get along with on the streets because it's a black thing. So you know, to come home and to be like, fuck that person when you guys were back to back fighting with each other, different races, is kind of ignorant. So we all kind of, you know, keep in touch with each other.
I'm glad you touched on that and you gave a little bit of you know, what life is like, you know, how to navigate that. You know, even yourself, you've been caught up in some pretty sticky situations and some other stuff too, man. And I mean, it's one notable incident that a lot of people might have, you know, your name might have came up. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put no words in your mouth, but you know, you can if you want to speak on it.
No, I mean, a lot of people know about it because it was in a Rolling Stone magazine. Like, I didn't have nothing to do with it, but I was accused of shooting Suge Knight. The case pretty much got dismissed. I got charged with a convicted felon with a firearm. Like, the system is so fucked up. I hadn't been in trouble since I was 16 years old. And I got tried as a dope when I was 16.
Right.
And I ended up doing 7 years. But I hadn't been in trouble in, 14, 15 years up until that incident that they accused me of, which I had nothing to do with. So,
that's crazy. So how did that, like, even just being accused of that, how did that resonate with being out on the street and people thinking, or they done said your name and now, you know, people wondering what's up?
I mean, I don't know how it resonated with other niggas, but I mean, shit, I kept going out. I ain't had nothing to do with it. Right. So, you know, it wasn't nothing to be fearful about. Like, whatever God's plan is God's plan. Like, it just was a whole conspiracy shit. Dr. Dre paid me. I don't even fucking know Dr. Dre.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just all bullshit. Guess they needed, you know, they had where if you Googled it, they had where Game had something to do with it, Rick Ross or whatever. But I mean, I guess when you go check a motherfucker background and motherfuckers pointing fingers, I don't think they got no records that come up to a point of whatever, you know.
Right.
But for me being 16 and catching my case and having a record, it was like, yo, maybe he did it. You know what I'm saying?
And you were easy target at that point. Speaking of which, Meek Mill, right? I mean, you just brought up you were 16, had your whatever. you know what I'm saying, went through your trials and was on the other end, and then they came, you had this record, let's spin this on him. Meek Mill, similarly, not the same situation, but the system, like you were just talking about, he just went through that, got out, and now is doing a lot of work to try and fix that. You know what I'm saying? What, you know, you got any comment, like what you think?
I mean, Meek Mills is a successful kid, so he's always going to be a target. You got a young black man with a lot of money, you know, moving and shaking. You know, he pretty much changed his life, but the system don't care about that. They hold us for things that we do when we're 12 and 13 and 14 years old, not even understanding maybe, you know, home situations and structure. A lot of us didn't grow up with moms or dads, or some of us didn't grow up with, you know, dad or mom, or they was on drugs, you know, and that's not everybody's situation, but in some cases it is. So we tend to try to find a way to survive, and for us it'd be about survival, and that's what we get out in the streets to do. Is like, we gotta eat. You know, people say, oh, you could do this, you could do that. At 12 years old, you can't go get no regular job. At 13, you can't go get no regular job. And then you seeing these guys riding around in these nice cars and stuff like that, and you know, it's easy to feel like that's our way out.
You made a point just now, though. Hustling don't necessarily start when you're a grown up.
No, it
For a
doesn't.
lot of people, and I think society, they look at you like you grew up and made this decision when you got grown that you were gonna do this, when you needed to eat when you was 12. You was wearing the same clothes for
2
weeks
3 days straight. Yeah.
You know, when you was 12, and you got to do what you got to do. I think that society, that's something that they turn a blind eye to. They just imagine like, oh, you're grown with all these resources, you could do anything.
Yeah, nah, it don't work like that. A lot of us start hustling at 10. A lot of us jumped off the porch early. You know what I'm saying? And it was for survival reasons. It wasn't because it's just something that we felt like we needed to do. We didn't have the other resources, or our parents didn't have the resources. Now, if you want to blame it on my mom or my dad for not doing what they were supposed to do when I was growing up, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, right now, this is what this is, and I gotta find a way to survive. So if I gotta jump off the porch and hit the block, then that's what it is.
Right. So now music. How'd you get into music?
I started writing music in juvenile hall. When like I said, I had caught a case and got tried as a dope. And I had a cellmate. His name was Jackie Boy. He was from Harlem 30 Crip. And he knew how to rap. So, you know, the past time we either doing push-ups, reading, or writing. So he used to always tell me, like, you know how to freestyle? I'm like, fuck no, I don't know how to fucking freestyle. So we used to just be in there clowning, and I say any fucking thing. And then I started taking the shit seriously, like, damn. So he taught me how to structure a song, like what's 12 bars, 16 bars. And they had a church inside the juvenile hall inside Eastlake. So I started writing church raps, like with God, you know. And I started performing in the church. And so my whole time I was just writing. And when I came home, I had one of my homeboys that was real cool with Puff. Like Puff's best friend, his name is D-Mac. Well, you know, when I can't say it was, but they were cool. They were close. They had a great relationship with each other. And he kind of put me in position, and I started just being around that, and just start taking it serious, you know. And that's actually who I introduced game to, was my homeboy D-Mac and K-Dog, and they walked him in. My homeboy Dougie D walked him in to Big Chuck, which was Dre right hand man at the time, and that's how the deal came about. Game was signed to a company called Desperado, so I took him to them. Everybody, you know, because you got the JT Bigger Figure thing.
Shout out JT, man.
Yeah, the JT Bigger Figure thing. Yeah, Game went up there, but my homeboy is the one that gave him the money to go complete a mixtape. So what he did up there with JT Bigger Figure, nobody really knows. But when he came back to LA, he was back with them, and they end up walking him inside. And I really didn't know the business at the time, and me thinking my older homies were gonna keep me involved all the way, they kind of didn't. I got a check out of it, but it wasn't what they got or what they was doing. So that's when I end up learning the business and going to the business side instead of wanting to be the artist. I just like, fuck that. I ain't gonna get jerked no more.
Well, now it seems like, you know, people, you able to do both. You know what I'm saying? You see the big guns, they doing both. They run a business and they doing the artistry at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's almost like, you know, doing that way, that's how you maximizing the potential of your games.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's up, man. So you sent me a video with you and Uncle Short.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I gotta admit. And I saw you perform the other night at La Jordan too, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And then you sent the video, and I was like, okay. And I'm like, man, he a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that video was short though. Tell me it had to be lit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it didn't get no push behind it. I really wasn't, not saying I wasn't in the position to push it. It's just I had so much going on at the time, because at the time I was actually fighting that case.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did the video, my intentions was to push it and do everything, but just mentally, and I wasn't there mentally, just fighting the case and being accused of something that I didn't do.
Right.
Having to worry about, when you go to the courtroom, they try to bring up cases that you beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have 100 cases and beat them, and they try to paint a picture in that courtroom like, yo, he had this case and he did this and this and that and this and this. Like, yo, I wasn't convicted of that. Why are you bringing that up? You know what I'm saying? So, mentally and I wasn't there mentally to be trying to push the record and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just kind of let it go. It's an old record, but I think I can revive it.
Right. Well, the state of LA hip hop right now seems like it's in a good place. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really heard from Game in a minute. I know something coming, but Nipsey just did his thing, put out an instant classic.
Yeah,
You
dope.
know, YG, his album's doing numbers right now. I feel like, y'all got Mustard, who, just putting his fingers in everything. He just put out the LMA.
Yeah.
So I feel like LA hip hop and LA music in general is kind of in a good place. Like not even a renaissance, but like a whole new era type thing.
You know what's crazy is that we have a lot of influence on different people. Like, it doesn't look that way sometimes, because you have, like, say, Atlanta right now, like a lot of the Atlanta dudes, they help each other out. And it's easier to break records there because their whole community is urban. Like in LA, everything was pretty much top 40 before 92.3 The Beat. Like, we really didn't have an urban radio station. It was like, they'll play Future and then play Katy Perry right after they play Future.
Right.
Atlanta radio is not like that. You know what I'm saying? And with LA, it's like, but we do have influence. That's why you have all these other dudes wanting to gangbang. Like, they say, oh, LA dudes can't rap or this and that, but it's like, fuckers download our whole swag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Khakis, I want to be a Blood, I want to be a Crip.
Hey, no offense to no other city, but growing up in California, I never heard of Bloods and Crips nowhere else until I started listening to rap music later, and all these people from other states all of a sudden was a Blood or a Crip, and I was like, I didn't even know they had Bloods and Crips there.
Yeah, see, I'm used to, like, Chicago, they got the GDs, Vice Lords, BDs, and then you go to certain places like New York, you got the, they got Vice Lords, Latin Kings, but it wasn't no Crips and Bloods. Now you got whole hoods, and it's gangsters and killers everywhere. I'm not knocking it.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, when people speak on us, it's like, oh, the LA dudes really can't rap and this and that, but everybody is imitating what we do.
Right.
Like, they downloading our whole shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that.
So what's up? Any collabs in the future we should look out for?
I don't know, man. This should be like, be timing. I pretty much know everybody, so I guess it'd be about timing. I got, different relationships with different people. You know what I'm saying? As far as like different artists and stuff like that. So I guess it'd be about timing, being in the right place at the right time, or just, a person being available. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you had your wish list, top 3, who you trying to get on the track with? It ain't gotta be LA. I'm talking about just period. Who you trying to get on the track with? We telling them right now who getting on these tracks with T Money. Right?
Hey man, honestly, the first motherfucker I would want to do something with right now is 2 motherfuckers that I would want to do something with like immediately. Okay. That's 50 and Ice Cube.
All right.
I love 50 and I love Cube. I grew up off of Cube. You know what I'm saying? At America's Most Wanted. Like, I was a kid, but it was like that's what I grew up off of. That's my favorite artist.
Hey, Kanan did, so 50 might got some time.
For real, huh?
Now that Kanan did, you know what I'm saying? 50 might got a little time to come do a 16 for you.
Come fuck with a nigga real quick, huh?
Yeah. That's what's up. So, you know what I'm saying? You getting into this TV game.
Yeah.
Clearly, we got the Snowfall playing in the back. You know what I'm saying? We just talked about Power. Yeah. So apparently, you know what I'm saying, at least
those are my 2 favorite TV shows.
Yeah.
It's Power and Snowfall. Like,
so you're not watching The Real Housewives? That ain't.
Nah, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching Empire. I'm not watching nothing else but these 2 TV shows. And I actually, the script is done for politics. When I seen Snowfall, it made me want to rewrite it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But Snowfall and Power, that's where I'm going with this.
I just seen something the other day, because speaking of, we just talked about Short, and shout out my Uncle 40. Nick Cannon teamed up with Too Short and 40 to do a show about the Bay.
Yeah.
And I know you got ties, because you know my cousin Mr. Fab, I know you got ties up there.
Yeah. I just talked to Chuck, Frisco Chuck.
Yeah.
And I was telling him about the show, and he was telling me about what they was doing. I'm actually dealing with Shanta Koenig on this.
Okay.
Like, she's helping me a lot. She's a real good person or whatever. She was an executive producer for a few reality TV shows. But you know, her relationship spans wide. So that's, trying to figure it out.
So with these shows, I feel like that space is opening up, like the appetite for shows that's showing, like, even Snowfall, like the trip about it is, it's set in the early 80s when the crack epidemic got introduced, especially introduced to LA. They showed the scene where they went to Oakland to find out what it was about. You know what I'm saying? But introduced, but the interesting part is how they, in this show for the first time, show how involved the government is into pushing the stuff.
But Freeway Rick told us that.
He told us, but we ain't never seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
So, that's a difference. And, your show, politics, it sounded like, what I'm saying, it's a lot that can be introduced, a lot of stuff
it's a lot of shit in there. But we got politics, we got basketball politics, football politics, baseball politics, TV, music politics, street politics, government politics, anything that we involved in got to do with some type of politics. It could just be from the smallest street corner to the house of the government.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you gonna give us some behind the scenes information? Who you looking at to be the leads in this? Any names we should?
Nah, man, I think about it a lot, but this shit got to be done right, because the way that I want to show it, like, it's never been seen before. Right. It's not. It's. I mean, we have Power and Empire, and then we had The Wire, which was dope too. And they showed a lot, but from the angle that I'm showing it from, nobody has ever done it, because nobody has ever really done a LA-based show because of the politics. Having to deal with the different neighborhoods and the different gangbangers, and you got to go talk to these people. It's not like you're just gonna go in these people's neighborhoods and shoot and all of that type of stuff.
Right.
Like, we're gonna have to make some phone calls, like, coming over there.
I think I saw a documentary with Lee Daniels, and he was kind of giving a little bit of, a little taste in Lee Daniels' fashion of what it was like to have to go do some of them politics to get some of the filming done for, like, Boys in the Hood and Baby Boy and some of the stuff that he did. So, I definitely feel like, having those connections is going to be imperative to getting that done.
Yeah, as long as you got your ear to the street, and you could probably get anything done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So we looking out for politics. What's up? We got any music to look out for, son?
Yeah, I'm working on some music right now. I just did a song with Eric Bellinger called "The City Ain't Shit Without Us." Everybody in a city that's doing something feel like, man, the city wouldn't be nothing without them. Right. Especially the street dudes that's getting money and doing what they doing. So
that's gonna be dope. He be on tour right now, so he doing this thing too.
Yeah, I just did a joint with AD, Compton AD. A lot of people get AV and AD mixed up. Right. It's AD. Who I did the song with.
Okay. So you just doing songs? Is it a project coming?
I'm not too big on the project. I feel like if one record take off, I'm one record at a time, because I feel like if one record take off, then they'll go look at the old stuff, or then I can push forward and say, because people will be anticipating what's next. Right. Like putting out a whole project is just kind of like a waste of money to me sometimes. Right. It's like doing all the recording and mixing and doing this. I'm one record at a time. Some take off, it take off. If it don't, it don't.
Cool. So we on the subject of music. Let me get your little. I want to get your opinion, because a lot of people, especially with rap, hip hop, we hear the opinions, but it's a difference. There's differences in hip hop now. You got the old heads like I miss rap. You got some of the new heads like lyrics is where it's at, and you got what they call the mumble rappers. You got the chanters. You got the I don't even know what to describe some of these people, but you know, all of it is under the umbrella of hip hop. You know,
Yeah.
What do you feel like? Do you have an opinion on what hip hop is supposed to be, or are you one of those that are just like, you know, whatever the art is, that's what the art is?
Me personally, how I feel about the music now and hip hop, I'm stuck. Like again, I'm stuck on T.I. and 50 and Q, 40. I'm stuck on the storytellers. I'm stuck on real music still. Like, so I might be a little bit outdated. What I don't do though is all what everybody is calling mumble rap. Guess what, man? They feeding their family. So if that's what they gotta do is mumble to feed their family, I don't fuck with anybody else talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't think it's anything set in stone to say what a person can do when he just trying to feed his family. Now, if it was for a hobby or something like that, then I'd probably be like, man, don't nobody want to hear that shit. But at the end of the day, these people are getting checks. They feeding their kids. They feeding their family. They paying their bills. And that's what's working for them. They should keep doing it.
Hey, and getting paid. That's what
it.
it's about, right?
If it's working for them, it ain't going to work for everybody.
Right.
Some people it just don't fit. Like, I'm somebody that can't do that. It'll probably come across corny for me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody have what they do in order, they do what fits them.
Right.
So I'm not mad at it, you know.
Right.
My whole thing is I don't gotta pick it up and listen to it if I don't want to. I don't gotta buy it. I don't have to download it.
Right. Well, man, you about to get in front of a lot of people. Some of these people know you, some of them don't. You know what I'm saying? I like to let people tell, you know what I'm saying, everybody, like, if you have to just a couple bars about who you are, like, hey, look out for me because this why. You know what I'm saying? Tell the people why T Money, man.
I mean, I think everybody should look out for me just because what I'm saying and what I'm doing is real. And and it might not seem like it because I've done so much, but I'm really like the underdog. I'm an underdog, just like a lot of these other dudes was, like the 50s and shit like that, because it's hard for, I guess they're intimidated by real dudes sometimes. You know, they don't, I guess they feel like they don't know what we're capable of doing.
Right.
At the end of the day. So, but what I say and what I do is real.
Right.
You know, and it's a lack of that. So, and that's my opinion. But again, like I say, like how we said about, they say the people that's mumble rapping, you don't gotta go pick it up if you don't want to go pick it up. So ain't no use of complaining about it. Just don't fucking listen to it.
Exactly. But definitely appreciate you sitting down. I thank you for this delicious ass Casa Azul tequila.
Yeah, man. This is all I drink, man. It's tequila. I do my Ciroc 10. Sometimes I go fuck with the Diddy Bop, you know, the Don Julio and shit, the De Leon. But my drink is tequila. You see that?
Yeah.
Bottles of Casa Azul 1942.
Hey, if you ain't had this is delicious.
Yeah, this is delicious, man. I think they should give me a what you call endorsement for 1942 Casa Azul and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
on Diddy Bop, give a nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm Ciroc boy.
Diddy, come see this man. Come on, Diddy. Hey, definitely appreciate you having us, man.
For sure.
You know, a lot of people, you talking some real stuff a lot of people need to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And, you know, Hip Hop Weekly, we grateful.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all, too, taking the time out to come listen to what the hell I had to say.
Hey, y'all heard the man T Money. Look out for it.